Now starting the vehicle, very easy. You put your foot on the brake, the green light will come on, the button there, you push it, you don't have to hold it, and the car starts up. You've then got your screen in there which will light up for you, and obviously your big screen in the centre. Excuse me. So the stalk in behind the steering wheel on the right hand side is your windscreen wiper one. You've got nudge to get them to go once there, intermittent, which will then bring this roller into play. So if you set that roller to auto, then they are going to be automatic washing windscreen wipers. You can go down again to be normal speed and down again to be double speed. This roller is your rear windscreen washer. You've got pull it towards you to wash the front windows, push away from you to wash the rear windows, and then there is an auto button. So if you press the button on the front, it will go through the cycle twice on the front windows. So that's what's on that side. And then on the rear, on the left, you've got your indicators up and down. You've got your automatic lights here, so you've got side lights, dip lights, and an auto sensor. And then you've got your front fog and your rear fog on there as well. Okay, so that's in behind there. Now, right hand side of the steering wheel, awful lot of buttons going on, but it's not actually that serious. Your cruise control button is there, so as soon as you've done that, it says across the bottom of the screen there, auto cruise ready. So when you've got to the speed you want to be going at, you press this button, auto cruise ready. This brings this little toggle into place. So you're driving at 50 mile an hour in a 50 mile an hour zone, you literally pull that button down to set. It holds the set, so you're in the speed you've set. Then if you wanted to accelerate, you nudge that up. For every time you nudge that up, you go up 1 mpg. To come down 1 mpg, you knock the bottom one. To disconnect, you either press that button again or you hit your brake. So that's pretty simple on that side. Now this little button here that looks like it's got a picture of a book on it, this controls your screen in here. So if I press this button once, you can see a little car has disappeared across the bottom. We've moved on to the next section, so we'll go back to that one in a minute. So we've now got our rev counter. So if I rev, you'll see it going up the left hand side there. Now we've got options on this screen, so if I nudge this one, we've now got a different screen. It's going to tell us our lane warning standby is on. It gives us a compass, and again I'm revving the engine, and you've got your MPG in the middle there, and again that's our first one. So you've got two options on there. Looking at that screen now, on the bottom right hand, let me just try and angle the camera for you a little bit. So on the bottom right hand, going across the bottom, is your fuel. You've then got the clock coming back in, your mileometer, which in this case says 6, the temperature, which is 14 degrees, and then your engine temperature to the left, and then we've got lights to the left. So we've got eco, which is what the gearbox is in. We've got the handbrake on, so if I take the handbrake off, that little red light will disappear. Put it back on again. You've got auto headlights, so you can put your headlights on full beam in auto mode, and should a car come towards you, they will automatically dip. So that's done literally just by pushing that lever forward. It's now disconnected. So the next section to there is you push that button again. It gives us a more traditional right hand speedo, left hand rev counter, and then we've got a screen in the middle. So if I was to press the lane departure warning, it tells me that it's gone off. Again, it's on again. You've also got moving this toggle driver awareness, so it tells you if you need to have a drink. If the car senses that you're not driving to your normal abilities, you're a bit jerky or something, it will tell you to stop and have a rest. So that's on there. Press this button again, it tells us what radio station we're listening to. Press it again, and now we get a very clever screen. So we've got the radio on this screen at the moment.
Take with you into space.
But on this screen in the middle, we can have different makeups for our sat nav, so you can still see we've got what gear we're in on the left and the speedo on the right. But by nudging that button there, I can change the way that screen looks. So now I've got a complete mirror image of what's on my radio. I've got a different sat nav, so it's actually a more in-depth 2D version. Again, what we've got on the radio. So different sat nav screens available on there. And we'll press that one again, and your next one is your user settings. So all the settings you would need on there, how bright you want your lights, parking sensors, safety settings, they're all on there, and you just use this little toggle to go down. When you've got to the setting that you want, you just push it in, because there's a little return button there, so you push that in. It gives you another sub menu again if you wanted to enter there, and you've got your little clips that you could change if you wanted to. I have put them all on here, so they are right. And then pressing that button again takes us back to the first screen. So now we're on the first screen. We've got more traditional setup there. We've got a trip A in the middle. By nudging my little button here down, we've now got trip B. Nudge it down again, it's given us our average time and fuel consumption. We've got our driving range and instant MPG, which is the blue bar that will move up around the outside. We've got our tyre pressures that will come up, and we've also got our urea level, which is your AdBlue level. Now this one's got to be topped up in a second, but you'll depending on how much driving you do, you'll probably have to top that up once a year. There will be warnings when you get to, I think, about 5,000 kilometers to go. It will tell you that you've got a certain level. Again, when you've got sort of 2,500 to go, and then when you get to 500, it will give you a warning saying if you don't put some AdBlue in shortly, then I'm not going to start for you, because you need to put some in. So that's all there. These buttons here. Navi, if you press that, it will just go straight to the sat nav screen. Okay, and pressing it again will take you out of it.